So, welcome back to Munching with Moondog. I'm Moondoggy. I have to make an amends. Through a friend watching the last video, when he woke up, he said that he was hungry, so I think that was good, but obviously we're a little too long, so I apologize for the first one. We're going to make this one all knocked out. I got everything ready, and I'm going to start you off. We're doing a queso and a guacamole. That's our goal today. Queso, it's going to be a dip party for all you dips out there. All right. So I want to introduce you to the product. I have a pico de gallo that we made up. Can you see it? Nice, bright, flowing colors. We have pablano peppers. This is for our queso. Pablano is a hardy pepper. It's not medicinal like a green pepper, so it's got a great flavor. And be careful that it's not on the vine too long, because those things can get really hot. This one here is okay. We have red onion, and then we also have a canned, which I made it look a little more presentable, tomato with diced chili and a little more cilantro and some more jalapenos. All right, lime's going to go in it. Lime's going to go in it too, and a little white pepper. This is dangerous too. This is so fine. Just stay away from it. I'm going to screw it up somehow. I know it. But all right, so what we're going to do first is we're going to start the queso, and I'm going to put the poblanos and the onions in just to get them a little caramelized. All right. Now, we're not going to have you sit here and wait for the cheese to melt. Oh yeah, and here's the cheese. This here is Velveeta. Don't tell anybody. But don't use cheddar. You don't need white. It's a very hearty cheese. Like, it melts good. It doesn't burn. It lasts long. It's got a good liquid base to it. So when we melt that down, it works. Trust me, a lot of fine restaurants use it. All right? And our next one, what we're going to do is guacamole. And I have the avocado here. I've already prepared one mashed. I'm going to show you how to mash one, and then I'm going to put the ingredients in, the salt and the lime, and these are very simple. And this here is a wooden molcajete plate. No, it's not. I'm lying. It sounded good. It's a wooden plate. But molcajete is what they use for making guacamole, and that is not it. Pico de gallo, you got 6 plum tomatoes, you got a quarter of an onion, you have 2 you have 1/2 a jalapeno, and a small bunch of cilantro, maybe a tablespoon. All right. With the guacamole, it's usually you go like two avocados. All right, and then you do a light teaspoon. Hey, Ziggy's here. A light teaspoon, very light teaspoon of salt, and you quarter a lime and you squeeze them in there, and that'll all be good. And then with your white pepper for the queso, what you want to do is very minimal, like 1/2 teaspoon in the queso, because it's really overwhelming. So once this gets kind of ripped up here, gets a good glaze on it, we're going to drop the cheese right in. And a great idea not to burn the cheese is take any kind of milk. Don't use skim milk. I like almond milk. And what you're going to do is just coat the bottom of the pan, not a lot. And that way there will be no burning of the cheese. All right, we're back?
We're back.
Okay, good. So we're at a point now, if you come over here and you take a look, we're boiling a little bit here. We're softening up the onions and the poblanos, and we're going to just start dropping our Velveeta. I mean, our quality cut cheese. And quarter it, like cut them into little things so they melt faster, and you get more results, a fresher product than stand there waiting for a whole block. I'm going to hit my head. A whole block of cheese to melt, which would not be pretty. All right, and then we're going to take here. I'm going to get I'm going to be professional, because I would use my hands, and that's really not what. It's all right. So we're going to take your pico de gallo, and we're going to drop that in. We're going to just take it like that. Just about 3 big tablespoons. I'll make it 4. Screw it. That should be good. Maybe 5. There. So it looks good. So you think it looks good. And this is your diced tomato, and I'm getting unprofessional now. So we're going to take that with the chili peppers, and that should be good. So there's your mix. We're going to let that melt down. All right, on to guacamole, peeps. A little miscue there. We're still here. Hi. All right, so when you look down here, I put the diced tomato in with the green chilies. It's out of a can. It's quite all right. It's actually, you want to keep a little liquid going too, because you want this to start getting softer. And then you want to take some cilantro, right? Cilantro is a very floral flavoring, it's very floral, and it's very, I don't really like it, but it took me a long time to get used to it. It's a very acquired taste. So stay in the game here. Our queso is actually really coming along well here. Hold on, please. All right, so here we're gonna go with the white pepper, right? Now, you gotta be, this is like stupid strong. So we're just gonna, you just wanna put a little bit like that in, because it overpowers the whole queso thing. I had a guy at work that it was 1 tablespoon per like a 2-quart Cambro, and he would always put 2 tablespoons in by mistake. He was ridiculous. So the white pepper's in, and we're gonna stir it a little here occasionally.
Hey, do you have to keep stirring this the whole time?
What are you doing here? He's back. Here's my boy Jacob, back from Penn State Junior. Go Lions! All right, yes, you do, so get on that. All right, let's keep stirring. All right, so here's the guacamole end of things, okay? So you take your knife and you stick it right through the middle of the guac, the avocado, the guacamole. Take it right through the avocado and you twist it, right? And there's your pit. You take your knife, you turn it, and it comes right out. Now, the secret behind this that a lot of people don't know is if you take the pit and you stick it into the guacamole, your guacamole stays green. Oxidization is what happens when the air hits the guacamole and you see the brown. So when you take your pit and you bury it in there, and then you take some plastic wrap and you tight around the guacamole, it'll stay green for a day and a half. It'll really work for you. So we're not gonna keep this today. We're just gonna, oh, maybe I will. No, maybe I will. All right, so guacamole. What I did was, you're gonna take a avocado and you're gonna segment it. So you're gonna put cuts in it, almost like a tic-tac-toe board. Like that, all right? And then what happens there is when you scoop it and you look at it, you're already broken up, right? So right there, half your mashing's done. You don't have to go with the whole avocado to mash it. All right, so we have the first one here. The goal here is to take your salt, which is going to be just enough to half a teaspoon, all right? And you're going to put it on before you mash it. This one I didn't, but that's just what it is. But it'll still taste good, all right? Put that in there, and then you're going to take your lime. And what you want to do with your lime is, we cut it in quarters. You're going to squeeze a quarter of it over the guac. All right, that's before you mash it. If you have a cut on your finger, put a Band-Aid on it, because the lime is, yeah. All right, so here's what you do. In your molcajete wooden dish, we're gonna mash it down. All right, queso's good. All right, so here we go. You're gonna open this up a little bit, like so. You're gonna take a tablespoon of jalapeno. So we've put in here our jalapenos. I put in maybe a little less than a tablespoon of cilantro, and then a tablespoon of onion, okay? That's it. Lime and salt's in there, right? Now, we take a spoon and we just fold it in. Get off. All right, you're just gonna fold it around, move it around there, kind of get it all mixed in. And then on this one, we have pico de gallo left over. We can do that. We can sprinkle a little of that on top. You know what I mean? Make it look like a little fiesta going on there. This will be a little more flavorful than the other one. And then you have the regular avocado guacamole right here. And give it a shot. You like guacamole? There it is. Broke a tooth. All right, so in the end, we have made 2 wonderful appetizers for a party. And I appreciate you staying with us. This was a whole lot shorter and sweeter than the last one. Our queso is ready. We're going to pour them out into bowls and everything, and we'll get back to you after this break from whoever's sponsoring. Nobody's sponsoring us. Never mind. All right, thanks. Here we go. If you look down, we're melting down. If you look, what, right? Okay. So